Dr. Vinodini. I welcome you all on behalf of IHMA Kerala State Chapter. IHMA Kerala State Chapter has conducted a series of 50 sessions of Season 1 of free webinars. And this is the Season 2 of free webinars conducted by IHMA Kerala State Chapter. And dear delegates, only the permitted recordings alone will be uploaded in the YouTube, because some recordings consist of the information of the patients which cannot be disclosed in the internet. So I request all the delegates to make fruitful use of all the webinars. And before starting the session, we should salute our master, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. We feel very grateful for our master. He emboldened us. He created so much positivity and encouraged us through his uncompromised efforts, which is brightening our days today. He made all of us as a better and thoughtful person, because without him, we are nothing today. And IHMA is a pan-India association. Last week, we had delegates from North who follows different schools of homeopathy, and we had some very informative and useful webinars. And today, we have a speaker from South of India, Karnataka, who is a well-known, renowned homeopath, and he follows Predictive School of Homeopathy. This Sunday, we had a lecture from Dr. Vijay Krishna, sir, who also follows Predictive School of Homeopathy. Now, without any further ado, I invite Dr. Rekha ma'am to introduce the speaker for today. Ma'am?
Yeah, hello. Thank you, Dr. Vinodini. I'm here to welcome Dr. Manohar, my immediate senior in college, who is just like what we saw in him in college days. Same warmth and same smile. Dr. Manohar MC is a practicing classical homeopath from Mysore. He completed his BHMS from DHMC Bangalore in 1998. Since then, he is working in Mysore, and he is particularly interested in field of cancer treatment. He has given many seminars on approach of acute diseases in homeopathy, as well as solving cases using intellect of the patient, role of investigations in homeopathy, another seminar in Madurai, as well as he is the author of a book in Kannada language, Aushadavu Kahiyalla, and it is on homeopathy. He is managing trustee of an activity-based school, Arivu, since 12 years. This school runs with a philosophy of learning with pleasure, learning through nature, and activity-based learning. And it has been ambitiously designed like Shanti Niketana of Rabindranath Tagore. His seminar in Madurai on role of investigations in homeopathy was very much appreciated. He is an active in dramatics, script writing, and acting as well. One of his story has won state award in the short film section in Karnataka. His doctors, his assistants who have worked him have been trained well and have emerged as independent practitioners across Karnataka. Many more accolades to Dr. Manohar. Here you are. The stage is yours. Please enlighten us on ourself flavor with your knowledge and experience. Welcome, Dr. Manohar. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Rekha, for a very good introduction.
Yes.
So, whatever I wanted to tell about Dr. Hahnemann, thanks to Dr. Vinodini, she has very well said. She saved my strain. Thank you, Dr. Vinodini. I want to thank Dr. Praful Vijayka, who has made me practice classical homeopathy and get success in my practice. Thank you, sir. And another person I want to thank is Dr. Ilango from Tanjavur, from whom I learned ASF, the application of ASF in our clinical practice for the first time. And thanks to Dr. Rajesh, who has organized the seminar on arsenic group in Payanur. From that seminar, I learned ASF from Dr. Ilango, and I maybe some 6 years back, and I started applying that knowledge in my clinic and got very good success. So today I'm here to share some of the knowledge which I got from the application of ASF in my clinical practice. So before wasting no time. We'll start with ASF. So first, let me share what are the objectives from which we are having this meeting. I want to share a clinical picture of ASF through cases. Some 3 chronic and 2 acute cases are there. And of course, yeah, scope of ASF in clinical practice. And I also want to, if time permits, compare ASF with other similar remedies. And also, I'll be sharing with you the representation of ASF in repertory, how it is represented. Those are the things I want to do, finish off. Just to keep the flow going, I prefer to answer all the questions in the end. We'll have some time for the question and answer session. So please bear with me. I will try to finish as fast as possible. In between, if you have any doubts, you just type in the chat box, and Dr. Vinodini will let me know if it is very urgent or if I need to answer in between. She will remind me. Thank you.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, we'll start with the case because I'm a practitioner. I don't know much theory, so it's an excuse. So I will directly start from the case. We have a female aged 58 years. Her chief complaint is diabetes mellitus since 1 month. Investigations revealed fasting 312 and urine sugar is plus. Postprandial blood sugar is 447 and postprandial urine sugar is 4 plus. Okay. So and HbA1c is 13.3, and from that HbA1c we'll come to know that her diabetes is not of recent origin. That means it may be there from last 3 months, because HbA1c gives an average of 3 months diabetic condition. Lipid profile is normal, thyroid profile is normal, urine slight bursts are there, epithelial cells, and you can see the report. It is very high, and she came to know about this from her weight loss since 2-3 months. Actually, she was my patient from last 15 years. She used to come for her children for acute as well as some chronic ailments. And I was asking her, you are losing weight, but she was telling that I am doing a lot of dieting and exercise. Because of that, it could be that I am losing weight. And in between, she had come for toothache. And please remember, whenever you get a patient with repeated toothache after 40 years, you should first check for diabetes. You know that. And she also complained of vaginal itching with redness at urethra and cramps in calf muscles, that you know, because of diabetic neuropathy, because of complications of diabetes. So there's no, she was hypertensive, slightly BP was high. Otherwise, all the other things are normal. Menopause 8 years back, obstetric history, that you know, 4 abortions and 2 live births. And we'll start with mental generals. And in this presentation, I'll be giving you only the abstract, not the entire case, because it takes a lot of time. Patient is living with her husband and daughters, 2 daughters, and she has studied BSc, was good at studies, and she was also good in sports. She was playing basketball, and she had stage fear. She never went to stage, and she is an angry person, and she expresses that anger, and she argues frequently and does not accept her mistakes. And she is an emotional person, rarely shares, introvert type of person. And she has an anxiety about her daughter's marriage, about her health. She is slightly timid and stubborn. She has a fear of snakes, that dreams of snakes for a few years after marriage. And she said she got a shock of death of brother-in-law by cancer one year back. But I doubt this shock point, because She was ailing for almost 2 years from CA liver. I knew personally. So I don't give much importance to this shock because it was not a sudden diagnosis of cancer. It was known for almost 1.5 to 2 years. She is talkative, and there was some financial stress, and BP was high. She is not taking anything for her BP. She has traveling sickness. She gets vomiting even if she goes from Mysore to Bangalore, which is about 140 kilometers. She gets vomiting even without any turns. If it is there, without any hill station, she get vomiting. So let's play a video. You will get an idea how she is.
At exactly 5:30 get and if I get up early, little, when I got up, I feel I should go. Even if it is not
urine go
answer. ಸುಸ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 1 hour ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ GSS ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ 20 minutes. ಸುಸ್ತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಡೂ ಆಲ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಅಡಿಗೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ.
ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ?
ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಸುಸ್ತೆಲ್ಲ
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಈ ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಸ್ವೆಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಶೆಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ 65 ಇದೆಯಾ? ಈಗ 66 ಮೊದಲು ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಈಗ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, 65-66 ರೇಂಜ್.
ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ? ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಒಂಥರ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಕಾಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಕೋಪನೂ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಮೈ ಡಾಟರ್ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಮೀ, ಏನು ನೀನು ದಪ್ಪ ಇದೆ, ಈಗ ಹೆಂಗಾಗಿದೆಯಾ, ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಂಗೆ ಕೋಪ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಆ ಚಿಕ್ಕವಳು ಇದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೂ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗ್ರಿ. ಬಟ್ ಏನು
ಡೌಟ್ಸು
ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? From current slide. Yeah. What are the rubrics you can think of? You can just chat box, type in the chat box, or Vinodini can tell.
Participants, please drop down your suggestions in the chat box.
Okay. So what I took is embarrassment.
So there are some suggestions.
Okay.
Can I read that, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Loquacious, fear, snakes off, careless, anxiety, expressive, argumentative, timidity, another anxiety, careless, expressive, stage fear, emotional, fear of snakes, loquacious, argumentative nature, irritable.
Lot of rubrics, very good. Okay, but most of them are soric rubrics, soro-psychotic rubrics. But in this case, in the predictive approach, what we need is soro-syphilitic or syphilitic rubrics, so that the condition is soro-syphilitic condition because she has a diabetes of very high 440. Of course, it's a non-insulin dependent diabetes, but it is because of autoimmunity the diabetes has developed, and she has very high sugar, and weight is, she is losing weight. That shows it is a syphilitic nature, soro-syphilitic nature. What we need is syphilitic rubrics, soro-syphilitic rubrics. Okay. So I took embarrassment because there was a thing which you might have noticed in the mental thing, that she has some financial issues. She has some financial tensions because her husband has made has put a guarantee to one person for almost 10 crores. though they are well off, after his guarantee surety, that person, I think he couldn't able to repay the loan, and he had to repay all the loans. He has taken loans from all the relatives, friends. So because of that, she feels very odd, and she feel very embarrassed that she has to face a lot of questions from her relatives because of this money matter. And for that, I took the rubric embarrassment, and also the ailment from shock, because for what I told you, no, that she said she has shock from her brother-in-law's death. So because of that, I took this ailment from shock. So you know the medicine, that is Ambragdesa. So I give Ambragdesa 200 one dose. See, even after 10 days, after 15 days of taking Ambragdesa, I checked her in my clinic. That is capillary blood sugar through glucometer. It was 420, and I suggest it's better to keep. We keep a glucometer in our clinic, though it gives an error of 10%. You can fairly tell whether your medicine is acting or not. Okay, it was 420. So the conclusion is medicine is wrong. What I have prescribed is wrong. So that's why I reanalyzed the case. So she was very anxious about health of self and family. Whenever her children used to get sick, she used to call me at least 5 to 6 times in a day. If they have fever or abdomen pain or any acute ailments, even for cold, she used to call me for nothing will happen. No? You are sure, no? Nothing will happen. No? But she is mild. She is not at all argumentative or having a she will not speak any rudely. She will not softly, but she'll be calling you repeatedly. And she had restlessness and anxious with disturbed sleep. And this complaint started after financial loss. And she's, in spite of sugar being so high and so much of weakness, she used to work. She used to perform her normal duties. And she's hot. So these are the things which are kept. And also, of course, the other symptoms, like she was feeling very bad that she has to answer all the relatives' questions about the money, repaying of the loan. And she was feeling guilty for that. So the remedy should cover the anxiety of health, sleeplessness from anxiety, the reaction, conscientious, hot, and anxiety consciousness. It is guilt. So the remedy which came is arsenic. The remedy which covers, and most other things are there, but this anxiety of health and others is most probably arsenic is covering. But as you know, arsenic is chilly, but the patient is hot. What to do then? Okay, then I remembered Dr. Ilango giving me a tip that whenever you get exactly arsenic symptoms, but the patient is, if it is hot, please keep in mind that ASF should be given. You can try ASF, okay? Because ASF is poorly represented in repertory. It is represented, I will show you in further slides, but not as frequently as arsenic. Maybe we need elaborate proving. So in those cases where you get arsenic picture, but the patient is hot, then you should think of ASF. So there are other remedies also. Then I will, in the further slides, I'm going to compare. But still, ASF 10M was given. Then why 10M? Because even though she was feeling very weak, and this is a pseudosyphilitic condition, her energy level was high. and there was no pathological symptoms. So, and if you are very sure of your remedy, you please, and if there are no structural changes which you can notice, and also no severe grave structural pathology, you can go for high potency. Then the result will be very fast. Okay, so energy was good and no structural pathology. So follow up, it's almost 1 week after my medicine, the RBS came 167. Okay, so when I checked in my clinic, it was 167. So imagine from 447 to 167. And she gained 1 or 2 kgs of weight, though it's not very prominent, but still she started gaining weight. And I give PL. And after 1 month, after 2 months, I was asking her and I was checking her RBS. It was coming normal, but to be on the record, I had checked her in the lab. After 2 months, it's almost normal. So you can see the results after 1 month. It's in the February and it's in the March. Okay. Let's see what she says.
ಸುಸ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿದ್ದೆ,
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ
ತೂಕವನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಸಿಗಾದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. 66.
Same, no change. ಬಿಪಿನೂ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ನಿಲ್ಸೋಣ ಔಷಧಿ.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ವಾ?
ವಿತೌಟ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಈ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್.
ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಏನು ಬೇಡ, ನೋಡೋಣ.
ಫೇಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರೆ?
ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿನ್ನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು HbA1c ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ.
HP
ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಮುಖ್ಯ.
So on 15/4, after 3 months, I checked her HbA1c. It is 6.83. I think you will remember it was 13.4 earlier. Now it has come to 6.83. And BP also came down to 140/86. Appetite is good, thirst is normal, urine is normal, bowels are regular, weight almost same, no further thing. Appetite is good. So after 1 month, it is 6.83. Okay. So I kept on, and this is the recent one. And in January they have checked, it is 5.4. So it has a long follow-up of about 2 years. It's almost 2 years, and still she is not on any allopathic medicine. And I also repeated only once. Otherwise, all these days she's been keeping in very good health, and she's absolutely normal. See how. Let's see what she says.
ವರಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಥರ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ?
ಹೌದು.
ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಯಿತು.
ನಾರ್ಮಲ್. 5th or 6th ಟೈಮ್ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್
ಈಗ
3 times ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾರ್ಮಲೇ ಬಂತು.
ಈಗ ಔಷಧಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತದೆ?
2 months.
ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ.
ಹಾಂ.
ನೀವು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದ್ದು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಹೌದು.
ಜನವರಿ, ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಮಾರ್ಚ್, ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ತೂಕ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, 66
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ HbA1c ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ. ಸಾಕು, ನೋಡೋಣ.
ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇಡ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ,
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿನ್ನಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ನಿ ಈಗ.
ಬಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಈಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು, ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ. ತುಂಬ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇಡ.
ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರೈಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಹೋಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ತಿನ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಟ್ಲು, ಮದುವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ನಿ.
ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು.
See, you might have observed. She was telling, repeatedly she was asking, nothing to worry, no, nothing to worry, no. I can eat all, no. See, these arsenic patients, they ask you a lot of questions, but in a milder way. You will not feel offended. Whereas in Kalika, that which we are going to discuss in next slides, you feel threatened. But arsenic is not like that. They are very graceful in their questioning, in their asking details, but they want reassurance. Okay. You all know this aphorism. If you give the correct homeopathic medicine, in predictive we say it should be very rapid. Usually we say whenever a hypertensive, because nowadays almost 30 to 40% of our population, especially in urban area, they have hypertensive or diabetes. And whenever they ask for hypertensive or diabetes, we used to tell earlier that if you would have come earlier in the starting stage, you would have given homeopathic medicine, and you will be cured, and you need not have to take medicine for all these your lifetime. But now people are coming, and we should be in a position to treat them. And really, we'll get a lot of success if the patient comes immediately after diagnosis without taking any treatment. Especially in my clinic, in my experience, what I want to tell is, whenever the patient comes to you directly without taking any medicine, hypertension or diabetes, you have very high chances of curing them. That is real cure. But they need not take any medicine throughout their life. I have all the many diabetic and hypertensive cases. Maybe if any time, if it is possible, we can do it in the next sessions. You can cure even though the values are more than 400 up to 500. You can treat without giving any insulin, without allopathic medicine. You can treat, but you should be well equipped, like keeping glucometer with your pot, and checking for the complications, and checking creatinine, and any hypertensive patients, and knowing the risk. If you can treat the patient, then it is easy. So as you all know, highest ideal of cure is, in this case, it was rapid. Only in 1 month we could be able to control our diabetes. It was gentle, and it was permanent restoration. You have seen the 2 years of follow-up. Okay. So let's see about anxiety. See, there are many types of anxieties. Like it may be due to any trauma, parenting style, or it may be habituated. Like since childhood, their parents are anxious, so the patient also become started experience anxiety. This isolated, usually in group. If they are in tribal culture, there is nothing like anxiety, because there will be a lot of support from the group, and genetics, social expectation, brain fact, and so many factors for anxiety. So how the anxiety will be in arsenic patient? So they have a tremendous anxiety for family, because it's mainly because of insecurity. They think, who will look after him if I fall sick? And usually they will be attached to one person. If that person is sick, they feel very anxious. If he's a breadwinner of the family, they feel what I'm going to do if that person dies. So anything, if for small ailments, they think that they are going to die. Okay. And but in the syphilitic stage, in the last stages, usually they don't have any anxiety. No fear of death during deathbed. You can see in the repertory. Okay. So the next remedy would be phosphorus. Phosphorus, they have anxiety, fear of health, but they feel better with consolation by touch, by holding hands, by magnetism, they say. If you console them, they feel happy. They feel, especially with physical touch, they feel happy. Whenever they are sick, they actually hold hands of the sick person. They try to console. They are sympathetic. So these are the main features of phosphorus. So sulfur anxiety is anxiety with, he also cares with food, whatever the patient likes, they give that food. If they're in need of money, they will give, and they help it out with the patient. So this is the kind of thing itself. Calculus also anxiety for others, but they don't have any anxiety for themselves. Even if they have anxiety when they have complaints. When the symptoms are gone, the anxiety will be gone. Okay. These are one of the peculiar symptoms is they feel anxious only when they have symptoms. There are no symptoms if they don't have any thing. Basically, they don't have any anxiety. Only when the patient is sick, they feel anxious. And as you know, calculus is a good remedy for night watching. That they take care of others during their illness, and they feel anxious for others. So in anxiety health, whatever you see in Naxomika, they have tremendous anxiety. But as you all know, they don't want to be disturbed during their anxiety. They are self-reliant. They don't want the help of others because they are very strong personalities. They don't have any insecurity like arsenic. They are very strong, basically. So, and as you all know, they are also very impulsive. If you talk to a Naxomika patient, he doesn't talk to you. He will get irritation and he will shout, "Don't disturb me. I don't want any of your consolation." Okay. So Kalkireakov, he has a fear of, because of fear of insanity and infectious disease, they have anxiety of health. And there's an rubric, equanimity, the state of being calm and control in your flow. Even with anxiety, though internally they are very anxious, outside they look like they are very calm, especially in all the difficult situation, also in disease states. And they have a tremendous anxiety about incurable disease. They have anxiety that they have to suffer a lot. No? So what happens if I suffer a lot? I don't want to suffer. So like that, in the old age, who will take care of me? I will be a burden to others. Like that, they have an insecurity. Okay. And in Kalika, they have an anxiety for future and anxiety of impending disease. What disease I will get? I may get COVID. Like now the COVID season is going on. I will get COVID. I will get so many cases. And they will insist on investigation. They will always, because he's a very diplomatic person. He is a person who is bound by rules and regulations. And they will, unless they see the report negative, positive, they will not get easily convinced. You may say that there is no need for investigation, but they insist on investigations. Okay, and Kaliars, it's the same as Kali, but they have anxiety only about heart disease. That whenever if the neighbor is if they have a heart attack, they also feel like palpitations. Throughout night, they will have palpitation. And it's the first remedy to be thought of whenever the patient has palpitations with severe anxiety. Okay. And without any pathology, if the patient has anxiety, palpitation, first remedy to be thought of is Kalias. And also it's a very good concomitant. With any complaint, if the patient has palpitation, first remedy should be thought of is Kalias. It's also a chilly remedy. And nitric acid, is a very impressionable pest. And I remember a case recently. There is a patient aged about 70 years. She has been on allopathic medicine for sleeplessness for so many years. And earlier she had come to me. I couldn't able to give her any result. So they are shifted to allopathy for sleeplessness, anxiety. It has almost gone to mania. She was, I am not getting sleep. What will happen? What will happen? She used to do like that. So if the patient comes to my clinic, I used to get anxious. She will not leave me for another 15-20 minutes and minimum. And I used to when you can understand, because you are all practitioners in your busy practice, if one patient is telling the same symptoms again and again and keep on pestering you, that's why Dr. Vitalkas in his lecture on essential nitric acid in his book Essentials of Homeopathic Medicines, he says nitric acid as a pest will not leave you until you get exhausted. Pest is also like that. No? Whenever the pest comes, it will not leave you until it destroys that crop. Like that, they will. Vitalkas described nitric acid as a pest. And this patient came again, and this time she has stopped all the allopathic medicine because she doesn't want to take that because of fear of side effects. She used to feel rosy in the daytime, and 2-3 times I gave ASF, ARSA, so many things, but she never felt better. But my assistant, I asked my assistant Dr. Deepa to take the case, and I was because I was fed up with her, I told her, you take care of her, you let me know what you think, because you may get any new idea, you let me know. So she took the case, and after some 30 minutes, she came and said, sir, recently we had one seminar of Dr. Vijay Krishna. In there, he was telling about nitric acid as a pest. I think she's a pest because she's telling the same thing, and she is not letting her husband to go out anywhere. You know, even if he go out for half an hour, she used to call him and asking him to come back to the house, telling, I'm feeling very anxious, please come back, I don't know what will happen to me. Like that she was telling. So I gave her nitric acid 200, one dose. And after 2 days, again she came back. She said, for 2 days, I got sleep. But from another, yesterday, again, I'm not getting sleep. So whenever you get a patient, especially in mind, when the mental pathology is more, and if the patient feels better with the medicine, and if they come back to you, before changing the medicine, please see to it that you change the potency. Because she has a lot of mental problems, sleeplessness. So I gave nitric acid 10 mg, one dose. And after 3 days, I got a call from her. I started getting palpitations. Like she'll speak for 20 minutes, and I will not be able to stop her. But to my utter surprise, she said, Doctor, I am sleeping very well from almost 6-7 days, no disturbance, and I wanted to thank you. God bless you. Shall I keep the phone? She said, and she disconnected the phone. See, this is the effect our medicine has on. If you give correctly, the patient, sometimes you feel that they're all hypochondriacs, they cannot be cured. But even hypochondriacs can be cured with homeopathic medicine. I have a lot of hypochondriac cases where I've given a talk also on hypochondriacs, because you have to treat hypochondriacs, because otherwise it's a syphilitic condition, out of control condition. Because unless if you treat them properly, in the end, they will end up in some incurable diseases after some time. So better to treat these patients with correct homeopathic medicine. So if you have the knowledge of Metra Medica, you can do a lot of miracles. So Lycopodium, as you know, they are goddess. They don't have. They are basically they are timid persons, but they don't have anxiety about the death. But they have anxiety about suffering, the pain, the torture of the illness, and these are things. If Lycopodium gets patient. So after this comparison of anxiety of health, you'll see a case of fever. Recently, it's a very recent case, 3 days back case. In this era of COVID, whenever the fever case comes, you feel anxious. But we are able to give medicine and control fevers within 48 hours. The results are quite high and with a single dose in most of the cases. And she had a fever since 2 days, has taken Crocin. It used to give relief for 6 hours. Again, it used to increase. And along with that, the important point is she had oppression of chest. She says that I cannot able to breathe properly. And tremendous anxiety in the night, sleeplessness, and hot flushes, feeling as if she is going to die. So based on these symptoms, I gave ASF because she was hot, anxious, restless, sleeplessness, and she is a hot patient and thirsty. Based on that, I gave ASF and fever decreased in 6 hours. And she never took Crocin again. I had her audio recording, but it takes a lot of time. So we'll go further. In fevers, so don't be prejudiced with, whenever the patient is hot, don't be prejudiced only with ASF. There are a lot of other remedies which can be given, especially fevers with anxiety and restlessness. You have to compare with Aconite. As you know, Aconite has definite fixed idea of that he is definitely going to die, and the fever is of sudden onset. In all my clinical practice, only 3 Aconite cases, Aconite fever cases I have got. Once one child accountant, he called me that doctor, he was very good person, he was very strong personality, and suddenly he called me and said, I'm going to die. I'm getting a lot of palpitations, severe anxiety, fear, and I know that I'm going to die. So you have to do something. So I asked him to come to my clinic. When I checked, he had a very high temperature. So he said he has a sudden onset because he had an ailment from fear. I had given Aconite. Within 6 hours, he became all right. So ourselves, as you all know, is as same restlessness, but there's a thirst for fear, warm water, and he pleads others for help. Okay. And chamomilla, you know, it has a tremendous anger with restlessness and is a heart, especially in children. If they are very restless, with if they hit the parents during the restlessness, and if they want to be carried outside the house because of their hotness, we should definitely think of chamomilla. And also the Sina. It's a chilly medicine. You have to carry them on your shoulder. They feel better with patting and carry them on the shoulder. And Samonium, all you know, they will shriek with fear. And recently, Dr. Muktinder Singh in his lecture, he was telling, Samonium is a condition where it's a condition when you get where if somebody will take you to the forest and the middle of the forest, they will leave you alone. And when you open your eyes, nobody is there. You feel panic. You feel very anxious. You don't know what to do, and you know that many animals can come and eat you, and they may attack you. So in that situation, how you react, that will be the reaction of stramonium. In my practice, I have given only 2 times stramonium. One boy, he was shrieking with fear, like, see, somebody is coming, they are attacking me. In that way, he was behaving, and stramonium 1 dose. That was the first time I used stramonium, and he was very better within 2 hours. So these are the medicine even with anxiety, and also the phosphorus also has got anxiety and restlessness with sleeplessness, but they feel better by holding hands, sympathy, touch, and of course they have thirst for cold water. So we'll see a case of again diabetes and hypertension, but the difference in this case is he is on allopathic medicines since last 3 years. I don't know how he came to know about our seminar today, about my talk today. He had come in the morning. I told him that I am going to share your case. He was telling that I also can share his video, but because of lack of time, I'm not showing his video. And he is very mild, conscientious. He had very mild, conscientious anxiety, thought. Okay.
Take your time.
So it was a condition when he came first. Fasting was one. In spite of, see, I'm telling you, in spite of taking allopathic medicine from last 3 years, you also, I am sure that you'll also getting the same type of patients in your clinic, in your practice. Like though they are on allopathic medicine, they'll be having this high sugar, like 149, fasting 253 with HbA1c of 7.6. And after our medicine, of course, I had given him my ASF1M because of mild conscientious anxiety of health and heart. So it has come down to 140 and yeah, ASF1 dose. And after that, PPBS became, FBS came down to 99 and PPBS became 220. Okay. So, and after some time, important thing is, see, FBS more than PPBS, you have to check for HbA1c because it will give a average value of sugar of last 90 days. So in this case, within 2-3 months, it has come to 6.4. And we could able to stop his allopathic, anti-diabetic and anti-hypertensive drugs in 4 months. Okay. So we have his video.
ಸುಸ್ತೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಈಗ?
ಈಗೇನು ಸುಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಮೊದಲು ಸುಸ್ತಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತಾ?
ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗೇನು ಸುಸ್ತೇನಿಲ್ಲ.
ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇವ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ?
ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಲಾದ್ರು ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಇದು ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದು 2-3 ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ 2 ಸರಿ ಇದಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಈಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶುಗರು? ಫಸ್ಟ್
ಬಂದಾಗ 7. HbA1c.
ಇದು ಇದೆಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ?
240.
ವಿತ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದು?
ವಿತ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. 240.
ಈಗ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ನಿಲ್ಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆಯಿತು?
ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ 1 ಮಂತ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಮಿಯೋಪತಿನೇ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿಂಗಳಾಯ್ತು ಹೇಳಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ನಿಲ್ಸಿ? ಅಂತ
3-4 ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು.
3-4 ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಬಟ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದೆ ಶುಗರ್?
ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದೆ.
Yeah. So somebody has asked in the chart like how to differentiate R-thyroid from R-sulfuric. R-thyroid also very good question. R-thyroid also has tremendous anxiety and loss of weight, but the severity, and it's also a heart patient. Yes, but the severity of anxiety is very much higher in ASF. In iod, the patient will be very fast, quick to react. In spite of eating well, he loses weight. So like that we can differentiate. The level of anxieties and sleeplessness is much more in ASF. Okay. Yeah, about tapering also, when the sugar levels start coming down, then you have to stop the medicine. Like now they are when they are taking 100 mg, now the sugar level is normal. It should come below normal. Then you should reduce the allopathic medicine. Otherwise, it will again increase. Then you should also warn the patient that the patient may go to condition of hypoglycemia. So you should warn your patient if your medicine is correct, and if they are still taking allopathic medicine, they may go into hypoglycemia. So you should warn your parent that be careful, keep checking your sugar level with the glucometer and with other means, so that you have a control over that dosage of medicine. Okay. So whenever the sugar level starts coming down, then we should taper. Otherwise, you should not taper. Legally also, it's not a very good thing. And let's start with you know, now you all of you might be knowing the entry points of ASF. I have shown you two chronic cases and one acute case, but anxiety is the main entry point. And if you uh, see the reverse repertory, if you see the representation of ASF in complete repertory, there are many rubrics like anxiety in the evening, anxiety in the bed, anxiety conscience of guilt, uh, censorious, critical, and he has a peculiar symptoms that he is critical of his closed ones. Usually, we don't criticize our closed ones. No, we want to be have a good relationship to our closed ones. We might fight with the forest friends and relatives, but not with the closed ones. But here we get uh, a symptom of censorious and critical with the closed ones, and it has also a symptom of anxiety salvation about I may get punishment after my death in heaven, so I have done this mistake, so I should have not done this mistake. I will be punished in my after my death. But you just see, arsenic doesn't have this symptom, and they are very conscientious about trifles like arsenic. And there is a symptom: desires more than she needs, avarice. Even arsenic covers, and they will be discontented, hard to please. You cannot please a arsenic patient, and they have a fear of fainting. What if I faint? What happens if I faint? It's a baseless fear. Whenever a patient has this fear of fainting, can take ourselves. Fear of people he has, but he has a he also has fear that being alone. That's why he wants one support because of his insecurity. He wants one person to be with him during his illness or during his suffering. And whatever he undertakes, even if he undertakes a business, he wants somebody to be with him. He can't do it alone. So arsenic as the persons are basically a followers, not leaders. Okay, they are in second in line persons, not leaders like Natswamika, and they are frightened easily. And they will be because of their conscientiousness and anxiety, they will always be in a hurry, and they are offended easily. If you tell a small thing, they get hurt. And remorse, remorse also covers. Remorse means shame. They have guilt for their doing the shame, and this restlessness, heat with because of hotness, and it has a peculiar symptom of uh, suspicions about his own friends, close friends. He suspects his own friends. You may remember reading in your Materia Medica that somebody may poison me. Uh, somebody may have put poison in my food. That's why I don't eat food. This sort of suspicious arsenic has in syphilitic conditions. So arsenic can be compared with ASF can be compared with close remedies arsenic, and also calcarea we have covered, and pulse. As you all know, same set of symptoms. Heart patient like ASF, but she is better with consolation, and he is thirstless. Graphitis, is a obese patient, and Natswamika very strong personality, unlike this thing. And Staphysagria is more of a suppressed anger, and also you have Lachesis, Lycopodium. Lachesis, as you all know, lives in the present, not in the past, not in the future. But ASF usually lives in the future, not in the past. Lyco, he has Lyco insecurity. You cannot know. It's difficult to know the Lycopodium insecurity, but you can know the insecurity of arsenic. You can make out the insecurity of arsenic. Okay, so these are the main features, main differentiating points. So this is the actual representation of ASF in repertory when you do reverse repertory. And MASM, it covers SORO as well as syphilis. Psychotic symptoms are very less in arsenic as well as in ASF. So let us see a case of male age 60 years. He is recently retired and has this is RBS 336 and HbA1c 9.2%, 241 and this thing. So after treatment, it has reduced 106 and 165. Now you can see the recent report. It is 11/6/2006. The HbA1c is normal. Yes, he was also given, of course, ASF because it was of recent origin, and symptoms, you know, he was very anxious. He was keep on asking me that whether it will be cured. No, it will come down, and he was having sleepless nights. He's hot, restless, and typical arsenic patient. So I had given ASF, and within 2 months, his HbA1c came to normal. Okay, let's compare some remedies with ASF, sleeplessness. So there are many remedies. Please bear in mind that ASF is not the only remedy, and don't make ASF as your favorite, specific for sleeplessness. In repertory, but please mind when you look at in the repertory, you had to have some PQRS, as Hahnemann says in his aphorism number 153. There has to be some PQRS, peculiar qui rare symptom, from which you can enter into the medicine. If that medicine doesn't cover the PQRSness of that remedy, then your remedy won't work. So there are many ways from which we can see the sleeplessness. Like if the patient is child, and because of very painful dentition, if the patient is having sleeplessness, you should think of Creozet. And with severe pain and anxiety, if the child is sleepless, then anxiety plus sleepless. Also, chamomile is also the one which has to be kept in mind. And because of rush of ideas on falling asleep with blood, forcing him to rise, pulsatile is the remedy. Then if the patient wakes up from toothache from the night, you should think of chamomile. And I told you already, Creozet is another remedy. And there is another rubric. Yesterday when I was talking to Dr. Ilango over the phone, whether when I asking for the tips to share, I was telling there is one peculiar symptom in ASF, that sleepiness, general sleeplessness without any sleepiness. Usually when you don't get sleep and the next day you feel sleepy. But here in ASF and also in RM and also in fluoric acid, you don't feel any sleepiness at the next day of your sleeplessness because of anxiety in ASF, but in RM because of duty. You know, RM is a very duty-bound remedy. He doesn't want to miss his daily routine, his work, his assigned work. Because of that, he doesn't want to sleep, and because of that anxiety and guilt, he doesn't get sleep. And you know, I don't know much about China. This rare remedy, and fluoric acid is a highly energetic remedy. It has a is the one of the, along with I think coca, is the one of the medicine which you should think of whenever the patient says they don't feel weakness at all. You expect weakness in diabetes, but in diabetes and in very cancerous condition and in many conditions like severe pathological conditions, when you expect weakness to be there, when there is no weakness, first remedy to be thought of is fluoric acid. Also, you know, mentally the fluoric acid doesn't have any morals. It doesn't have any guilt like arsenic and RM. Okay, and I already discussed that nitric acid with you, nitric acid patient. And cocculus, we have differentiated cocculus because of night watching, taking care of others, he doesn't get sleep. And he also anxious about the patient whom he is taking care of. And calcaria is because of insecurity, he doesn't get sleep. And also because of anxiety. Okay. And these medicines I compare, and also anxiety sleep, this remedy like anxiety from loss of sleep. If the patient becomes mania, if I don't get sleep, what happens? I can't work, I can't do my normal duties. If patient comes to you and if he's a pest, if he pleads you and if you demands medicine from you, first remedy to be thought of is nitric acid. Anxiety as well as sleeplessness, and if he has a fear that if he don't get sleep, he cannot function, and if it is of a long duration, nitric acid is the remedy. Okay. And please bear that whenever the patient has sleeplessness and heart patient, and if he has anxiety, ASF is not the only remedy. That's why I differentiated all the other remedies. As you all know, even in my initial days of practice, I used to make it as a favorite remedies. Like if Lyco works in diabetic patient, for all diabetic patients, I used to give lycopodium. And if Naxomica works in worked in one patient for ineffectual days of past stool, I used to give Naxomica to all my gastric patients because it will become a favorite remedy. It's not wrong, but you should be aware of it. Should not be prejudiced about a particular remedy, because there, if you open repertory, it's a panorama of, there are so many things we can make out in repertory. And as in Hahnemann, he says in aphorism 257 that you should avoid making a remedy as your favorite remedy. You should not be prejudiced about any one remedy, because I've shown you a lot of diabetic cases with ASF. I got result in diabetes. You should not think that ASF is a very good remedy for diabetes. Okay, you should also keep in mind other remedies, and there is nothing like specific for a specific disease in homeopathy. When you start fixing a remedy for a particular disease, you will start failing in your practice. Okay. Let me case another case of fever. It's a case of fever who has taken allopathic medicine, antibiotics for 7 days, and in spite of that, since last 2 days, is again getting fever. Is also a very recent origin. Is from software. It was very low grade fever, but he used to he was not sleeping in the night. He was having headache, and he has a tremendous anxiety that he may have the corona infection, that he might get positive for corona infection. So because of severe anxiety, he has not slept for 3 days. So I gave him ASF. It was very recent. That's why I'm sharing you. And also to make you fix the picture of ASF in your mind. That is a very fever with severe anxiety, restlessness, sleeplessness, heart, thirst for cold water. So I gave him ASF, and he's better. Okay. So another case of ASF, I think this is the last case which I will be sharing with you. She has having DUB, pervaginal bleeding, since almost 25 days. She was having continuous bleeding. She is at menopause age, and allopathic doctor, gynecologist has suggested hormonal pills. These are the details: itching and burning in the eyes, burning urination with frequency, and she had running nose. And she's a new patient. So last 2 months she is coming to me, and in 1 month she had visited me for almost 10 times, almost 3-4 days. Even though I had given her medicine for 15 days, she used to come once in 4 days because of some other ailments like running nose for some reason, just to get reassurance that she's under safe hands. So she had a disturbed sleep in the night. So based on all these things, I gave her ASF. I think within 1 day, her bleeding was better. So just to make sure that don't fix ASF only for diabetics, and it also works in DUB and also in many other severe pathological conditions. Okay. And just wanted to share you another thing about ASF. ASF always lives in the future. If you become anxious and concerned when the patient comes to you, you just think of ASF. Because it won't demand you, but you start feeling guilty if you don't give correct medicine to ASF patient, arsenic patient. So you, whenever you feel guilty or anxious when the patient start making phone calls repeatedly, first medicine should be thought of is arsenic. And in arsenic group, anxiety and restlessness is more in ASF than in arsenic. Okay. So these are the single remedy rubrics of arsenic. Just to have a look at it. And no other remedy has this rubric: fear, torturing of, insanity, lamenting, loquacity, alternating maliciousness. And there are also a lot of myths concerning ASF. ASF is only used in skin diseases, especially vitiligo. Like from the initial days of my practice, I had tried ASF for leukoderma, but without any much result. I think I have cured many cases of vitiligo, but not with ASF. I got more results from magnesium group of medicines than ASF. But if you go to YouTube or in the net, there are so many lectures, so many medicines, so many combinations of ASF which claims it can cure vitiligo. But I have very no results from ASF in cases of leukoderma. And there's a myth that it should be used in returations like 3x, 6x, etc. Okay, this is also not true. And they rarely use in acutes, but I use more of ASF than arsenic. Even Dr. Ilango was telling that he uses more ASF than arsal. Okay, so finally we'll come to the end. So our take-home points: hot arsenic arsal patient is ASF. If you get a patient with anxiety about health, restlessness, disturbed sleep, who will visit, I already told you, who will visit your clinic very often, who lives in the future, not in the past and present, heart. Please don't think ASF used more in diabetes patients and only in diabetic patients. And ASF is more indicated when there is autoimmunity. Whenever you get disease, and you get both arsal and you get arsal in your repatriation in cases of autoimmunity, please do think of ASF. ASF work better than arsal, and ASF is also a complement of arsal. And I already told you, sleeplessness without sleepiness is a autoimmune rubric, and ASF is more restless than arsal. So to sum up, I think I have covered entry points of ASF. I've shown you 3 cases of diabetes, hypertension, and a case of DUB, 2 cases of fever, and anxiety of health and sleeplessness was compared with other remedies. I also showed you the myths and also the take-home points. And I think I was a bit fast, so if you have any questions now, I think we can able to answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it was an excellent session. I think Dr. Vinodini.
Yes, sir. Sir, there are some queries in the chat box.
Yeah, sure.
This is a question from Dr. Heetal Mehta. In the first case, why was ambrogenesia potency was not changed before changing the medicine?
Yeah, very good question. Actually, I reanalyzed the case. I had taken, if you remember, I had taken embarrassment and shock. When I reanalyzed the case, the shock factor was not there. I was in a hurry. I had taken shock. It was a mistake. So shock was not the prominent thing. Yes, Ambrag visa came because I had taken the rubric elements from shock. So I realized, and so that's why I left Ambra. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, this is a question from Dr. Harpreet Kaur.
Yeah, sure.
If patient is being injected, then how to taper and how to reduce doses of allopathic medication?
If he is on insulin, na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, to be frank, I could, in my all 10 years of treating diabetes, I could able to stop insulin in only 2 cases. I have very less experience. I have good results only in fresh cases and in some of the cases where they were taking tablets, not insulin. So
Okay.
I think you can taper the dose of insulin only when it comes below normal. If the values comes below normal, like the patient is having 70, 80 of 80 mg of random blood sugar or postprandial blood sugar, or if it comes below 100 in postprandial, if they are taking insulin, then I think you can reduce the dosage of insulin. Otherwise, it's difficult.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir. So there is a query from Dr. Pavitra. Can
Yeah.
you please differentiate between ASF, R-SMET and R-sulfam rubrum?
ASF,
R-SMET
RSMET,
and R-sulfam rubrum.
ASF, all sulfur. Okay. Yeah, to be frank, I have used only R-Syod, R-Sal and ASF in AS group. I have not used RSMET. Ars metallicum, I think it has, since it's a metal, it's a strong personality than arsenic. It's a stronger version of arsenic. And R-sulfurubrum, as I've heard from Dr. Ilango, it's non-conscientious and non-diligent remedy. They don't have any guilt, but they're anxious, restless, sleepless, everything covers in rubrum, but they're non-conscientious. If you give them a work, it's not definite that they will complete that work. They may not complete that work. They're not very diligent. So this is what I know about rubrum, but I have never used self-rubrum. I've used only R-Sal, R-Iod and ASF.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a question from a doctor. Can you please differentiate arsenic from nux vomica?
Arsenic from nux vomica. There's a lot of difference because in arsenic, he wants reassurance from another person. He wants company. He wants consolation. He wants the support of other person in cases of anxiety of health. Whenever he feels sick, but he falls sick. But in nux vomica, since he's a very strong personality, he hates the help of others. He demands support from doctor, but he wants others not to disturb him. He wants to be alone. He wants to take rest alone. He doesn't want to be disturbed. If the nux vomica patient, if they ask if someone consoles them, they feel very irritated. They will shout at them, "Don't disturb me. I want to be alone. I want to take rest. I want to be alone," like that. And ASF is hot patient, whereas nux vomica is a chilly patient. Both have thirsty. Both are thirst remedies. But main difference is about reassurance. Nux vomica doesn't want any support, but whereas are solved, they want reassurance and support from other person.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So there is also one question. Can you please differentiate it with RM, sir?
Yeah, Aram. Yeah, very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Yeah, Aram with arsenic. Yeah, Aram, same. Aram also has restlessness. Aram also has anxiety conscience in a very high degree than arsenic. And but Aram doesn't have this much of restlessness and anxiety. They Aram get anxious only when they don't do their allotted work. When they don't do their allotted work, they become anxious and restless and sleepless. But if they are able to do their normal work, they won't get this anxiety and restlessness. But whereas in arsenic, the main thing for restlessness and sleeplessness is insecurity. Aram is not insecure. They are very strong personalities. Okay.
Okay,
I
sir.
think it's
Okay,
clear.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It is clear, sir.
And responsibility is very strong in Aram. They have a very strong sense of responsibility.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, one person has asked for what is 90 and PL. 90 is a placebo. 90, 45, 1970, 1976, rhodium. 1975 because I was born in 1975. 1976 because my wife was born in 1976. So nobody can make out that's a PL. I have kept some 8-10 medicines of numbering 45, 90. 90 is not that 90. It is number.
Okay, sir. So, Dr. Deepu, sir?
Yes, I am here. I am here. So, sir, thank you, sir.
Sir, before, I want to thank the organizers, Deepu, Dr. Deepu, and also Dr. Rekha, who is responsible for my talk of today. And also, I want to thank my assistant doctors, Dr. Snehal, Dr. Deepa, Dr. Sujata, and also Dr. Harsha for helping me out with good slides, and also my friends, Bangalore friends, and also all my colleagues. Thank you. Thank you for your patience listening.
Actually, we should thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was an awesome, really. Just like in college days, you used to win all the Materia Medica prizes. Such a awesome comparative study and that explanation. You're too good.
Yeah, and I also want to thank Dr. Rajesh.
Yeah. Dr. Rajesh.
Yeah, he was the person who has organized a seminar in Payyanur, and he was I was in his house for attending seminar, and because of him, I learned this ASF. Thank you, Rajesh and Smita, for your support.
Dr. Rekha ma'am, can you officially give a vote of thanks to Dr. Manohar?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Manohar, for such a wonderful session. We need your slides, please. If not your whole thing, at least your slides are very, very useful and very informative. Thank you so much for making time in your busy schedule and making this webinar to happen. Thank you all the participants on behalf of IHMA for consistently supporting us and learning in the process. Thank you one and all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
much.
You,
sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.